Take a look at this video. This black officer stays in the elevator as Rodney Hinton is being escorted.
An officer unalived his son, and then the next day he unalived the officer. That's what happened.
This is the moment a father was charged with the murder of a police officer, just one day after his teenage son was shot and killed by police. 38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now facing an aggravated charge after allegedly hitting and killing Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson with his car. This happened just 24 hours after Hinton's son, 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, was fatally shot by Cincinnati police. According to authorities, Ryan had fled from a reportedly stolen vehicle and was being chased when officers claimed he pointed a firearm at them. Police then opened fire, and Ryan later died from his injuries. After watching the police body cam footage of his son's final moments, Hinton reportedly left the room in tears. Hours later, prosecutors say he intentionally drove into the deputy, who was working a traffic detail for a local graduation. In court, dozens of deputies attended to show solidarity for the victim, whilst prosecutors called Hinton's actions deliberate and premeditated. Hinton is being held without bond and could face life in prison if convicted.
This black officer, first things first, he got fired immediately after protecting Rodney. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Natkunda Esther. If you're new here, hi, welcome. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Rodney's situation. A white man took out his family member. What did they expect? He did what he did. And guess what? Jail time for him. Now notice, that video where he was in the elevator, those white cops were taking him somewhere. Now as the elevator is closing, this black man enters. Silence. What did they want to do to him? I know there are so many white people that watch me. Like, Esther, you like making everything about race. Why was the black officer fired? Was he fired for entering the elevator? He couldn't use the elevator because white people were in there? This is him speaking out.
Well, I was fired from yesterday because of the Rodney Hinton situation. The young man's son was found alive by the Cincinnati Police Department. So this what happened. While I was on break, right, I heard a supervisor spoke along our colleagues, because we work along with K9. We also work along with NYPD. He was talking about the Rodney Hinton situation. He said, well, y'all people have to understand. And I'm like, excuse me, y'all people? Well, you know what I mean. I said, no, I don't know what you mean. If you want to get technical, a man innocent proven guilty. A charge doesn't mean the man was prosecuted. It's just a charge. He said, go to break, go to break, go to break. And I said, I'm already on break. Make a long story short, he called his account manager, and the account manager said I was removed from the schedule. So that's how I got fired from my job. How could you ever take a child's life because of skin color? Don't you know that child somebody's son? You took away George Floyd, Eric Garner, now Ryan Hinton. The city rose from the darkness. The city rose up from the darkness. How can you ever take a child's life because of skin color? How long we gonna take this? How long we gonna take this? Us people start to stand together. Us people have to stand together. Let Rodney Hinton know he's not alone. Let Rodney Hinton know he's not alone. How can you ever take a child's life because of skin color? We have to stick together, people. Because at the end of the day, that's all we got. Remember, it's strength and unity. It's strength and unity. Thank y'all guys for the support. Y'all guys have a blessed day.
Everybody's talking about how this officer saved Rodney Hinton's life, and rightfully so, because he was about to get the king treatment. It was about to wear him out. But the thing that nobody is talking about is, how do we have this video? Do you think about that? Because to get this footage means that either the officer had to release it or it had to go through public records. So somebody wanted us to see this video. Somebody wanted us to see what went down in that elevator. People are saying that there were 3 officers. There's 4 officers on the elevator before the black officer came on. There was one holding his arm, you can see in the camera. There's the detective that you could see against the wall. There was one holding his arm on the other side, and then there was the cameraman. The person that was wearing the body cam. And did you notice the black officer ain't even from the same department? Yeah, the guy that's in the corner holding his arm, that looks like a sheriff's deputy. Brown uniform. Officer's wearing black. He's from a whole different department. But he knows his people. He saved a life. He stared him down. 'Cause I know how to save a life.
Man, when I seen that black officer step onto that elevator with Rodney Hinton with them white officers, I was like, okay, we still got some faith in this community. And it's so crazy to me how the white officers had like a big smile on their face until they seen the black officer hop onto the elevator and then turn his face towards them instead of facing the elevator door, because he was trying to see what was going on. Like, he was trying to make sure that they wasn't going to do nothing to Rodney. And I just love that, because like, we got, as black, like in the black community, we all got to stick together for real. As a community as a whole, actually, not even just the black community, everybody need to stick together, and what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? So it's just like the fact that the black officer had to stand there, and then like you could see on the white officer's face, he had gloves on for one, and then for two, it was like his smile went away when he seen that the black officers was facing towards him. And it's just crazy to me, because it's just like, dang, like, y'all really have no, like, y'all don't care at all. And then on top of that, it was just like the fact that the black officer, he was tapping his belt waiting for something to happen. And I'm just glad that nothing did happen, because like, that would have been a horrible situation and all. So
They said that he went into the police station to watch the footage and watched his son be unalived like an animal by a retired officer. Nonetheless, the officer's retired, and they said he was despondent, because once you have it made up in your head that you're going to do something, as soon as he seen his son body hit the pavement on that camera, that man said, I'm going to unalive that officer. And so it's not even nothing to talk about. They said he was despondent. He wasn't responding. He doesn't have time to respond. He's making a plan in his head. And what he did was he went and he Googled and he searched and found out, oh, where you going to be? Oh, you going to be crossing him up. He didn't even call out the next day. Oh, you outside. So am I. And he took his car and he ran him over, and he passed away.
This officer, the black officer, saved Rodney's life, because these two look pissed that he got on that elevator. And Rodney knew it too. I mean, their demeanor says it all. Like, I could be a fly on the wall in that elevator. Like, tension was disgusting. I don't care what nobody say. They was going to do something to Rodney in that elevator. If that black officer would not have got on that elevator, you can tell that he braced himself to get ready for the fight, because they demeanor said it all, and Rodney's body language shows like, okay, let me get ready, because I already know what's about to happen. So thank God for that black officer, and I don't care what nobody say.
The officer that jumped on the elevator with Rodney Hinton, he was on live, and he said that they fired him. Now, why would they do that? Perhaps it was already organized for something to happen to Rodney, but when that officer jumped on the elevator, it stopped the whole program. He said he's not worried about it, but I want to know. Like, what was their reasoning for firing you? Like, what was the grounds for them firing you? Because if you were doing nothing but your job, then what was the reason? It's an eye for an eye, right? We're not turning the other cheek. I feel like we've been turning the other cheek for a very long time, but some people, they just not following that anymore. I'm not saying that I would do that. I don't think that I would ever do that. Like, one officer did this, and now I'm going to do this to an officer that had nothing to do with it. No. But the officer that has something to do with it, okay, that's more understandable. I really understand Rodney's rage. Just watching my baby fall down is breaking my heart. Now imagine you get a phone call that an officer, someone who is supposed to be protecting you and your people, like pew-pewed your kid in the back. Like, the amount of rage that a father would feel. I completely understand.